we really expect to continue to be a 21st century first world nation primarily on agriculture and tourism? If we do, then we're an international freak in that way, because you've actually got to have more than just agriculture and tourism, especially in a country which is so highly urban. And that's the other thing. So if we are an urban society, which we have been for 120 years, what does a successful urban-based economy look like? And that is the second thing that we're not very good at. I mean, we don't really have a successful urban-based economy in New Zealand. We have a rural-based economy or a rural adjacent-based economy. And so what would an urban-based economy look like, given our isolation from the rest of the world? But this is where new media technology means we can access the world in different ways. The tyranny of distance is supply chains and getting physical goods somewhere. But with the internet, the tyranny of distance is not what it used to be. I mean, you're in Auckland, I'm in Christchurch. Before the internet, we'd be trying to talk down the phone to each other. Yeah. We wouldn't be able to do a podcast.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the same. Yeah.
So how do we actually make use of the technologies as possibility? And so we've got to say, right, we've got this urban population. We've got to have an urban skills technology-based economy, because otherwise we're too dependent upon supply chains. We're too dependent on bringing people here, or too dependent on exporting physical goods somewhere else, which, as we found over COVID, makes us very vulnerable. We've got to consider the risks, but then think about, well, what are the possibilities? And I think that's where education and urban skills-based economy, making use of technology, plus playing on the notion at the same time, New Zealand is seen as something different and exotic. And I think that's something we've got a brand, but we're not very good at actioning it in new ways. We're quite good at keeping it going in the same old ways. And so what would it mean to think about New Zealand as a 21st century society, not as the last society of the 20th century? I mean, I talk about that because I'm in Christchurch and we were meant to be rebuilding the city after the quakes, and the whole plan was this would be the first city of the 21st century. That's what we would build. But as we know, we failed in that and we built the last city of the 20th century. And I think as a society, New Zealand is still in many ways living in the 20th century. I think economically and in the way that we operate, we're still stuck in that last decade, early decade of the 21st century. We're not really living in 2025. We have to play catch up in that way. But in many ways, we're still stuck with the legacy of 73. And so being aware of our history means we can make sense of where we are. And I think this is where we need probably think tanks. We're not very good at thinking. We're very good at shouting, and we're very good at being silent. But we're not very good at thinking together. And I think that's where we need a variety of different types of think tanks to put possibilities out there as well.